what might have been in the heart of the disciples? Fear?
Yes.
Yes. Possible arrest by the religious leaders?
Of course.
Of course.
You are talking.
Pain?
Definitely.
Pain.
Absolutely.
Sorrow?
Yes.
Because they were weeping, right? Distress?
Yes.
Yes. Unemployment?
Yeah.
Yes. They lost their job. They lost their goal.
They don't have a job. They are unemployed. No money.
Yes.
Shame.
Yes. They
Why?
denied Jesus. Fled Jesus.
They all ran away.
Yeah.
How about guilt?
Yes.
Yeah.
Feel
Especially.
guilty.
Yeah.
How about failure?
Yes.
Yeah.
What did they fail? To follow Jesus. They failed to follow Jesus. Loneliness.
Yes. After Jesus' death. They feel
Loneliness. Emptiness.
Yes.
Prejudice to women.
Yes.
Yes, of course.
They have so. Yeah.
Because they couldn't believe.
I mean,
Yeah, but they
are
didn't
in the,
believe them either.
in that time, they don't respect women.
Women. Feeling behind in life. Big time.
Yeah.
I think so.
Forgetting the word of Jesus easily.
Yeah.
Of course.
How about superficial understanding of the word?
Yeah.
Not praying.
Yes.
I'm not sure.
They were sleeping. Jesus said, ask them to pray. But
Maybe they
were
are sleeping when they are praying.
No. Jesus said, you couldn't.
It's possible to be praying than sleeping.
No,
It happened a lot when during worship service we sleep. Worship service.
Anyways.
They have not started really the prayer life.
Yeah.
Have not started. No direction of life.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the answer of that.
So disciples have huge problems inside. They have a lot of problems. Question 2, check what is in your heart. Do you have a fear?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
Possible arrest?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Do you have a pain?
Yeah.
Physical pain or pain in your heart?
Oh, I have pain in here and there also.
Do you have a sorrow?
Yes.
Well, you have a lot of problems.
Sorrow.
Do you have a distress?
No.
Yes.
Do you have unemployment?
Yes.
Right now, yes.
No money?
Yes.
Right now, yes.
No.
Shame?
Yes.
No.
You have a lot of problems, really. Guilt?
Yes.
No.
Guilt. Failure?
Yes.
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 Loneliness?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
I find that no matter where I go, I'm always crowded with people.
Emptiness?
Yes.
Yes.
Stomach? Or which one?
Physical.
Prejudice to women?
No. Only this one is no.
I just deleted this one.
This one is because the woman overpower you.
That's the one of the prejudice too.
Okay, let's switch it to prejudice to men. Feeling behind in life.
Yes.
Forgetting the word of Jesus easily.
Yes.
You are getting more like a Jesus disciples. Superficial understanding of the word of God.
Yes.
Yes or no? Not praying.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes or no? No direction of life.
Yes.
Okay. So I
It's
consider
more than what you expect, right?
I consider you also the same as Jesus' disciples.
We are better than them. Just for one item.
Just
to
one thing. You are not mourning and weeping like a Jesus disciple. You are laughing.
Right.
Okay. Oh, it's supposed to be question 3. To whom did the risen Jesus, resurrected Jesus, first appear?
Mary Magdalene.
Why?
She couldn't leave the Jesus' tomb and then keep looking for Jesus.
Yeah.
And then Jesus appeared to her.
She stayed in Jesus' tomb. So Jesus appeared to her. Next question. What did Mary Magdalene report to the disciples about Jesus' resurrection, and why? So what did she report to the disciples?
She's just alive.
Yeah. And then
It's going ahead of you into Galilee.
Galilee.
Yes.
so she not only saw risen Jesus, she had conversation
And a
with
message.
Jesus. And then she got the message. Go and tell my brothers. Why did she report to the disciples? Because Jesus said, go to my brother
But
and
disciples.
tell. Yeah. Okay. Mark chapter 16:7. The angel said, but go and tell the disciples and Peter that he is not here, he has risen. And Jesus said to Mary Magdalene, go to my brothers and tell. So Mary had a mission. So she went to the disciples and she told them, the conversation she had, and she met Jesus and she saw risen Jesus. Okay, next question. What was their response to Mary Magdalene's testimony?
Couldn't believe. Would you alternate?
Yeah.
Yeah, couldn't believe. I refused to believe.
They did not believe it. In a Gospel Luke, they consider the woman's report that Jesus was alive nonsense. And they thought these women were crying too much. And then, they went, that's something wrong and nonsense. At that time, they didn't accept the woman's word as a testimony. As they didn't take women as a witness in the court. It was only men. So woman was like not recognized. Prejudice. Women were not counted in population. They did not count women in population. They only count men. So also Mary Magdalene, she was previously demon possessed. So they also maybe discredit she's a woman, and then she was previously demon possessed. So what were the disciples doing at that time when Mary was reporting?
They were hiding. Oh, no.
Lock the door themselves.
Brother
Gospel Mark chapter 16, verse 10.
She went and told those who had been with him and who were mourning and weeping.
Yeah, they were weeping, they were crying. And they did not believe the testimony of Jesus' resurrection. Question 5.
Afterward, to whom did Jesus appear? The disciples. Actually, no. the two people going to I forgot the name of the country.
Emmaus. These two disciples, they were not the 12, but they were also very close. Very, even though they were not one of the 12, but they were very closely following Jesus. The two disciples. One of the disciples' name is Cleopas. Cleopas. And Jesus appeared to them the same Sunday. So it may be around the afternoon that Jesus appeared to them. They said Emmaus was northwest 7-8 miles from Jerusalem. So here it is, Jerusalem. So maybe 7-8 miles, Emmaus. This was 7 or 8 miles away. So two of them walking to Emmaus, and then one stranger joined, and then they were downcast. They were so sad. They were walking like this. And then one person joined. What are you talking about? And then joined the conversation. So three of them walked all the way to Emmaus. By the time they arrived at Emmaus, it was dark. It was the sunset. So they invited a third person. They invited, please come and have a dinner together. So they had a dinner together, and then that was Jesus. Okay, question 6.
What?
I thought it was going this way.
I don't know.
Okay, so what information did the two have about raising Jesus? Why were their faces downcast? Luke 24.
Can you change the number?
Just open Luke 24 and then keep the page open, because there is the most information in chapter 24.
Yeah, chapter 24, verse 22 to 24. In addition, some of our women amazed us. They went to tomb early this morning, but didn't find his body. They came and told us that they had seen a vision of angels who said he was alive. Then some of our companions went to tomb and found it just as the women had said, but they did not see Jesus.
Yeah. So he already had these two have already information about Jesus' resurrection, because their women went to the tomb, and then it was already open. There was no the body of Jesus, but they met an angel. The angel said, he is alive. He has already among his disciples, the women's report, spread, so they knew about this information. Why were their faces downcast? Verse 17 b.
They stood there, their faces downcast. Because they were very sad and sorrowful about Jesus' death.
Yeah. they were very sad. They were very sad. So it shows, even though they did have a very correct information, they didn't believe it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They didn't believe it, so they were still very hurting, sad, and they failed, injustice, all this. Had they believed, what do you think?
I think half, maybe half they believe that, but still they have some doubt.
Had they believed, they would be joyful. They don't have to be sad. Jesus is alive. Why should it be? They feel sad, because they were sad. So that their head down, eyes down, and then gloomy, because they didn't believe.
Yeah.
So these two disciples, they had all the information about Jesus' resurrection, but they were sad because they didn't believe. So, next question. How did Jesus help them? Let's
showed himself to the two disciples.
Yeah, let's change it. Question 7. How did Jesus help them?
I think you gotta say 8. Question 8.
Yeah,
7.
8. I missed the one, that's why. Okay. I put number 2 twice.
Alright, so I fix it here, then I fix.
That's it. How did they recognize Jesus? Reason Jesus.
When they had supper together. When they had
But Jesus spent quite time.
Remind them the words of God.
Yes. First, Jesus rebuked them. How did Jesus?
How foolish.
How foolish.
Yeah.
Jesus almost showing anger. How foolish, how stupid you are. How foolish. You don't believe.
Mm-hmm.
And Jesus had a long Bible study. This takes about
8 miles.
8 miles? How long does it take to walk?
To work.
The whole day.
No.
4 hours?
1 mile is maybe about 30 minutes, do you think?
No, 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
Oh, sure?
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, I feel like 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
1 mile. So,
4 hours?
am I 3 hours?
3
about
hours?
3 hours. It took Jesus walk with them, and then maybe about 3 hours, Jesus taught them Bible. They had a Bible study with Jesus.
All the scriptures.
Yeah. So, Old Testament, all the prophets, Moses and Psalms and all this, had a Bible study. So probably from the Garden of Eden, and then how God promised Abraham, and from Abraham's descendants, God promised through your seed, all people on earth will be blessed. Promise. And then in the Garden of Eden, he will crush your head and you will bruise his feet. The prophecy of the coming of Messiah, Abraham, and then 12 tribes come out of Egypt, and then all the prophets. And here, this history of salvation is flowing. History of salvation is flowing, and then Jesus came. And this Messiah is suffering Messiah. The Messiah will suffer, and he will die, and he will be raised. So all these prophecies toward suffering Messiah, Jesus, he will come, and then he will die, buried, and he will be raised. So it is all the Old Testament scriptures. Jesus had a Bible study. You know, our Bible study, we pick one verse for myself. So my favorite verse is Genesis. Isaac planted and then harvested 100 times, because I feel whatever I do, God will bless me 100 times. I like to believe it, you know, whether I... And then Sister Rebecca's favorite, Isaiah chapter 43. Fear not, for I have redeemed you. Right now, Shepherd Isaac's favorite, Joshua, do not be afraid. We choose verses we like, you know, and I saw every time Rebecca holding it, God really answer her prayer with that verse. Really. We can study Bible that way. But the Bible study with Jesus was different. It followed the whole flow toward Messiah, toward the suffering Messiah, his death and his resurrection. That's the way we have to study Old Testament. That's the way. So Jesus' Bible study with these two disciples was flowing, follow the history of coming of Messiah based on the prophecy. So that based on Bible study, all disciples realized Messiah, you know, suffering Messiah, his death, and then his resurrection. That's Jesus fulfilled on the cross and through his resurrection. And what else? What else? When they were eating the dinner, Jesus took the bread and thanked. What happened?
They recognized Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Their eyes were open at the moment, and they recognized Jesus. Because it was kind of familiar. Whenever they ate together, Jesus took bread and thanked God, and then they recognized Jesus. Whole time they didn't recognize, but during eating, when Jesus took the bread and thanked, they recognized Jesus. But what happened the moment they recognized Jesus?
He disappeared from their sight.
Yeah, Jesus disappeared from their sight. So right now we are sitting like each other. Suppose Brother Sunkai, boom, disappear.
Rapture.
Disappear. That's that's a resurrection body. We cannot explain this resurrection body, but Jesus all of a sudden, the moment they recognized Jesus, Jesus was gone. He was gone.
So Jesus came to them only for the giving them faith of resurrection.
Right. Jesus visited them to teach them faith resurrection. Next question.
When they recognized risen Jesus, what action did they take? They got up and returned at once to Jerusalem. There they found the 11 and those with them assembled together and saying, "It is true, the Lord has risen and has appeared to Simon."
Yeah. So
Sure.
here in Emmaus, when they had the dinner, they recognized Jesus, right? So when they recognized Jesus, what happened?
Jesus
disappeared.
Jesus disappeared, and then they
just left to
were in
full of joy.
shock. They were in shock. Jesus has risen. He truly came back to life from death. And this is not a small matter. They cannot just go to sleep or do their business. Now, their mind is totally changed. Their mind totally changed. You know why they went from Jerusalem to Emmaus? Maybe here is their home, or they have some business to take care of. But that's not important anymore. This is really, the world is upside down to them.
Yeah.
This is the realization. Wow, Jesus is alive.
Yeah.
We met risen Jesus. And now, whatever they came for reason to this town, no more important. They have to go back, tell disciples, witness. Jesus is risen. We talked to him. We saw him. We had a Bible study with him. They had to tell this news. So they walked back. They walked back all the way. How long?
3 hours.
Yeah. 7 miles. Geez, that could be done in 1 mile. 1 hour if they stop running.
Just running.
Yeah.
They were running.
They came back and they arrived here sunset. They arrived here sunset and they were eating. And while eating, it happened. So they came back. I don't know whether they ate or not. They had to go back to Jerusalem and tell the disciples. Another 3 hours. 3 hours. Probably they arrived very late at night. And then they told the 12 disciples, Peter, we saw him. We saw him. The Lord is alive. We walked with him. We ate with him. He taught us the Bible. They were so excited. Question 9.
What was the response of the disciples to the testimony of the two? Mark 16:13. These returned and reported it to the rest, but they did not believe them either.
Yeah, the disciples did not believe them. We thought they didn't believe Mary Magdalene because of their prejudice to women, but now they don't believe even their own brothers, men. So, what's wrong with these disciples of Jesus?
They don't have a resurrection faith.
I think that's it.
They cannot believe.
All the humans are same.
Yeah.
They don't believe until they see through their own eyes.
It's like, death and alive, they never imagine that kind of concept. Even to us, it's like I never seen somebody alive from death. So it's like, it's not, it's beyond faith. It's like too much. It's like they never think.
So, medically, it's impossible to explain resurrection. Natural law is impossible. So resurrection, only through faith we can believe. Only through faith. And the disciples did not have that faith. Only through faith. Resurrection is God's power, God's word.
Resurrection.
And disciples didn't have it. And as we saw in the number 1, their heart is full of problems. Okay, let's do question 11.
For what did Jesus rebuke the disciple? Their lack of faith.
So that night, Sunday night, Jesus himself appeared among them. And they locked the doors, but Jesus just came in through the wall. We don't know. Jesus came and stood among them. And Jesus rebuked their lack of faith, stubborn refuse to believe. So what kind of faith did Jesus want his disciples to have?
Faith, resurrection faith.
Yeah.
Believe Jesus is Messiah and suffer and died, but rise again.
So Jesus came, and then Jesus rebuked them. Jesus didn't accept that they are human beings. They don't have a capacity to understand all this. Jesus wanted them believe resurrection based on the Old Testament. Based on all the prophecies, all the Old Testament. Based on the word of God, right? And then based on witnesses. Testimony of the witnesses. These two. We have to believe Jesus' resurrection. Based on these two. testimony of the witnesses. So, do we have these two?
Yes.
These two have said like commonplace. These two have a commonplace. We can't just believe the resurrection through our sight.
Mm-hmm.
We need to believe through our heart.
Yeah. So believe on the Old Testament. You know the Bible. We study Isaiah, Psalm. They all proves that his hand and feet, they pierced my hands and feet. That all Jesus, crucifixion, death, resurrection are all written in the Testament, Old Testament. And based on the testimony of the witnesses. These two we have. So, based on these two, we believe Jesus' resurrection. And that's what Jesus wanted his disciples to believe. And his disciples refused to believe based on this. So Jesus came and rebuked them. So now, do we have clear evidence that we can believe in Jesus' resurrection?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
We have Bible and
Yeah.
witness.
Mm-hmm. You are all faithful. I'm glad nobody resisted. Okay.
Well,
Question 12.
why didn't Jesus touch any of other multiple problems of the disciples? In question 1,
Uh-huh.
any of Actually, I think his appearance solves all the problems.
Actually, when we meet Jesus, all our problems are solved. We become extremely happy.
Yeah.
As when they resurrection faith, this is the resurrection faith. When we have a new life with risen Jesus, how many problems have? 2,000 life problems are all solved. All solved.
Can't two birds with one stone?
One stone, 2,000 problems. So, to meet risen Jesus, having resurrection faith is such important in life. Resurrection faith is like a root problem. Number one, you can see disciples, they love Jesus, they follow Jesus, they stay with Jesus. But when they didn't believe risen Jesus, those problems follow. Resurrection faith. I mean, even if we have a resurrection faith, there are problems, but this is a small, secondary. But the root is we have to believe Jesus' resurrection. So the moment we believe Jesus' resurrection, our life will be established with risen Jesus. We walk with risen Jesus, and our life is under the power of resurrection. That's Apostle Paul wrote it down in Romans chapter 8, life with the Holy Spirit. So the moment the disciples saw risen Jesus, number one, we mentioned about it, all these problems are gone. Disciples had these problems when they did not believe Jesus' resurrection. The last question.
What is the root problem of your many problems? Restored resurrection faith. What kind of faith does Jesus want you to have? Restored resurrection faith.
Same answer.
No, honest answer. Straight to the point.
Yeah. How important resurrection faith is. Okay, today's Bible studies up to here, and we will have a sharing and pray together.